I am bringing you guys another first look at Beyond the Wall from the Dune Awakening open beta. I know in the last video I said I was going to go over Jabal next, but I decided to do Sheol instead because it looks a lot more interesting. I also want to clarify before we start the video that people in the last video were thinking that I either used cheats or NDA footage to showcase the Haga Rift, and I can assure you neither are true, but it's cool to start gaining some haters. I'm doing something right. I'm even going to go as far as to show this post that was officially from Funcom stating that anything from this open beta is free use to upload or live stream. And it never once says that if you go beyond the wall that you can't show it. So it's not my fault their game doesn't work. All I was doing was testing in an open beta test. Now that I got that off my chest, I can finally spam you for the very last time about our Dune Awakening giveaway. All you have to do to enter is join our community Discord in the first link in the description and join the giveaways tab to be a part of it. We're giving away 2 copies, so our bot is going to pick 2 random winners on the 15th of May, which is literally in one day. All you need to do to be eligible to win this is be subscribed to this YouTube channel and like this video. To showcase Beyond the Wall, our adventure starts with getting out of the wall. And it was literally as simple as putting a chair right up against the wall, so I hope that solves up all the speculation. Before I could get to Sheol, I had to fly around this big ass wall, and it's quite the adventure to make it all the way across. Once I finally arrived at Sheol, I was greeted with a little string of islands out in the middle of the open sand. So if you don't want neighbors, this may be the place to build your base, but like I said, it's literally in the open sand. As I went a little further, I noticed a couple of structures appearing in front of me. One was just a regular shipwreck, which is of course a PvP zone, and the other one was actually a little Harkonnen base, which to my surprise was actually a PvP zone as well. So there's 2 PvP zones that are literally clumped right next to each other at the very tip of Sheol. I quickly noticed there was a cloud of radiation just like the little camp at the Vermilius Gap. The only difference is here it stretches across the entire region. So you're definitely going to want a radiation suit before you come in here, which I saw within the research tab. There was also something in the research tab called iodine pills, which stated that you won't get radiation as quick whenever you take them. As you can see on the bottom of the screen, I am taking radiation stacks, but it's definitely possible to come in a rad zone without a suit. I also flew by this giant shipwreck, which is obviously a PvP zone, and it was about the size of the one in the Vermilius Gap. I wasn't paying attention, and I accidentally let my radiation stacks get all the way up. I was so far away from the edge of the radiation zone, I was puckered up tighter than a frog's ass. Mainly because if you knew what my guild went through to get this one and only ornithopter, it would blow your mind. The grind for this thing was insane, and it was the only one in the entire open beta. I was trying to stick to the islands just in case I did die, I could spawn on the ornithopter and get back in it quickly. I somehow, without dying, made it out alive. I really do not know how because this thing was red for like 30 seconds. But once you are out, the radiation slowly goes back down and then you can just go right back in. Once I flew back in, I was flying over a few different islands and noticed some of them had these new ores on them. It looks like they're sitting in pools of radiation, so I don't know if you stand in that if it hurts you or not. Or maybe this is where you really need a radiation suit to prevent the poison from hurting you. Or maybe that's what the rad pills are for. I really don't know. I will say though, these ores seemed a lot more rare than the rest of the map that I found because they were a lot more spread apart. And since this entire region is a radiation zone and these ores look pretty rare because they're so separated, this is probably an interior region. Since stuff pops up on your map whenever you discover it, I was able to learn that these things are called jasmium ore. And the map also showed that that little black ore right there is called basalt. I flew around for a little longer trying to find anything new, but there truly wasn't too much out here other than just a few more smaller shipwrecks. I will say though, at night, Sheol creates such a cool looking environment, it almost looks like you're looking at the northern lights. So I would definitely recommend cruising around the region whenever you get the chance, just to enjoy the views. And to be honest, there's really not too much else to talk about with Sheol, so that's about all I got. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I promise you guys I'm going to keep bringing you banger after banger and provide the best Dune Awakening content YouTube has to offer. Thank you guys for watching.